Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Just gonna wait a few moments for y'all to come on in this here chat. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Where's everybody at? Lord, I tell you the truth. CP time must be. CP time must be in this here generation real bad. Let's see here. Kevin Bonner. How you doing there, sir? What's up, bro? I guess dude don't want to cam up. If he can't handle the heat, then stay out there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kevin, I tell you the truth. Now, some of you may not know who I am. My great grandson Seiko told me to come on over here and just offer a few words to some of y'all here. And so begging my pardon, but may not have all the technical difficulties and things that y'all do in this here socialize the media thing here. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna try to talk to some of you and answer a few questions if I can. But I don't know all the answers, but I know one who do. He sits high and look low. Yes, sir. Yes, he does. A.D. Perkins. Let me see here. A.D. Perkins say a little bit of echo. Let me see if I can change some things up for a second. Hold on a second. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if I can. Okay. How is that, Mr. Perkins? Is that okay? Is that good enough for you? Hopefully you don't hear that much of an echo. I was trying to let some breeze come through here. It shows mighty hot here in Texas. Boy, I'll tell you the truth. But I bet one thing though, I do show love my great grandson's living dwelling space here. Shows beats out there in that sun blazing on your head and yeah, I tell you. Let me see here. You say, Mr. Perkins say you're good, just different acoustics. What you say? You're good, just different. Let me sound this out here now. Hold on. Let me sound this out. Hakuna Matata? No. Acoustics. There it is. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Yeah, just different acoustics. So, all right. Thank you. I hope I aims to please. I don't want no trouble now from anybody. I just want to be able to come out here and share some things. I see y'all's Juneteenth, huh? I see y'all's got an official holiday. Praise the Lord, I tell you. Yes, sir. I knows what it's like to be free now. Yes, I sure do. Knows what it's like to be free, knows what it's like to be a slave. And I think that's what I want to talk to some of you about. If you can, if you don't mind, my great grandson said he want me to, let me see, he say he wants you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for those of you who are on, what's this say here? Uh, uh, YouTube. YouTube, yes, YouTube, please give thumbs up. And then you say, give thumbs up, subscribe, and share the video. And share the video. You say, share the video if you're on YouTube. So YouTube, he say it's that it's those of you with the red icon, icon. If you have the red icon with the little arrow, I guess pointing to the east, that's YouTube. So he say he need you all to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and share the video. And if you're on Facebook, I guess the second group of people, he say, you need to go ahead and like the video and tag. What you mean tag? You tag? Was that like you used to play out there in the field? Tag you it or something? I don't know, but anyway, he say go ahead and tag a friend. He said tag a friend. Mm-hmm. And then he say tag an enemy. Why in the world do he want you to tag an enemy? Okay, but this is his channel. He say so y'all go on ahead and y'all go ahead and tag and subscribe and hit the notification bell or YouTube. Yeah, hit the notification bell for you YouTube peoples, and you go ahead and y'all do that. He say, I guess that helps him to know who y'all is and where y'all at. Okay, so anyway, he wanted me to come by here and talk to some of you about this new holiday that y'all have. I heard he told me that Juneteenth is now a national holiday. It's now a national holiday that you all have here in this country. And supposedly, this is to celebrate those people who were last to know that slavery had ended in 1865. Lord, I tell you, there were some times there back in those days that you didn't know when you were going to be free. You heard the preacher say one day we all will be free. We all will be free. We will all be able to move about freely and move about wherever we wanted to go. And now y'all's free. Now y'all's free. And it's a good thing to be free. It's a good thing to be free. There's nothing like freedom. There's nothing like freedom. No man should be a slave. No man should be a slave. But he wanted me to talk to some of you about what you have here in this country. Now, I would be sorely deceived if I were to tell you that this country hasn't always done right by colored folk, or by people of color of any hue or shade. No sir, no sir. But He wanted me to let you know that what you all have here today in this country far outbeats my generation and my daddy and his daddy and those who have gone on before. But when I was coming over here, I noticed there are a lot of symbols and a lot of pictures and images of people who have contributed a lot to this country. And you know, I'm not here to try to tell you who you should celebrate and who you should laud and whatnot. But you know, when people celebrate you, they should be able to celebrate the good that you've done in this world. The good that you've done in this world, that should be celebrated. It shouldn't be where you're doing wrong to people and you're mistreating folk and you're harming other people just because of the color of their skin. And you have, you know, statues made out of yourselves or whatever the case. But for me, that's neither here nor there. I just thought that I may want to talk to some of you about now that you're free. And if you haven't been living as long on this earth as I have, you should know that if you were to go back in my time and when I was a boy, and when I was a slave, looking the way you are today, you wouldn't want to live in those days. I see a lot of people, I mean, you have these things on wheels. My great grandson Seiko told me that, well, that's a car. I said, Lord, I said, well, how you move around in that? And I was growing up, yeah, you had a mule, and if that, you had to walk all around, and you couldn't walk far. No, sir, couldn't walk far. But he said that that's a car. That's how you have people get in a car, and you're able to get in and go wherever you wanted to go. What you say, Miss Vicky J? What you say? You say your mic keeps going in and out, but paying attention. Now, I want to make sure everybody hear me now. This thing, because he told me that I just needed to talk into him. So you said everything was already set up. Yeah. Can y'all hear me good? If you can hear me, can you let me know you can hear me? You said mic is going in and out. It's on right now though. See if you can get Seiko to help you, sir. So let me see if I can get him to hold on a second. Let me go get him. Hey, Seiko. Yeah. The people over here saying that the mic is not good. Can you help me out, please? All right, hold on. Y'all come bring out that. Hold on. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Can y'all hear this mic? It's the laptop mic we hear. You said, okay, hold on. Let me see something. Let's try something here. Hold on. Cam up, mic. Audio. It says speaker. That's good. You say this is good. This is good. Let me try this one. All right, what about now? Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear this mic now better? Can you hear the mic okay? Let me get a test on this thing. Can you hear it? Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Are we good? You said that's it? What's up, Zarek? Y'all say that's it? Okay, much better, much better, much better. Okay, good, y'all. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're good to go. All right. Vic, you said my mic was going in and out earlier.
But it's better now, you said. Okay. All right. It's better. Okay, y'all. Stand by. Let me go get my great granddad. Hold on, y'all. Hey, granddad. Yeah. Okay, it's better now. You come on. Okay, hold on. I'm about to let me come out this outhouse for a second. Hold on a second, okay? All right. All right, y'all stand by, y'all. He's coming. He had to go to the bathroom. He called it the outhouse. So just stand by, y'all. Just stand by. Okay, give me 1 minute. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. Let's see. He said everything is good, so make sure that everything is good here. Let's see. All right. This gentleman name here is Exerexis. He says, yep. Okay. All right, Mr. I'm just gonna call you Mr. Riema. I'm gonna call you Mr. Riema. He said, yep. Okay. Me see, ma'am, you Miss. Now I'm gonna call you. Your name here say Miss Washington. So you, because I know George Washington. Are you related to Mr. George Washington, the President of the United States? Are you related? Never mind. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. Because everybody related to somebody nowadays, Lord. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you, people, about freedom. Because I noticed when I came here, there's a lot of people able to do a lot of things, and I happen to notice that this thing, or it say, let me see. Hold on. Can my attention be going, Mr. Jarvis L. Singleton? What does your shirt say? It say, oh, this shirt right here. It's my great grand. I like the color of it, but it say Facebook, yeah, Facebook jail inmate, and then it say 481516. Let me see, 2, and then it got, I think that's a 3. Yeah, and then it has repeat offender. Yeah. So it say, yeah, I like that. Sure. I ain't never been to jail before. I need to ask my great grandson, has he been to the Hooscow? Lord, because he ever gone there. Jail that I've been to, that I've heard people be, it's nothing nice. But I heard y'all got AC and air conditioning and things of that nature. Lord, Lord have mercy, y'all are living good. But anyway, so I'm glad that we were able to see some things. My great grandson and I, he took me on to some places, and I saw a lot of neighborhoods that has some streets named MLK, and he told me that stood for Martin Luther King Drive or Boulevard, and he told me it was about a man named Martin Luther King, and he was a civil rights leader, and he did a lot of good for people, and ended up losing his life because of racism and because of white supremacy, and let me tell you, I knows about that. I knows about people hating you because of the color of your skin. I know about that. And there's nothing worse than a man who hates another man because of the color of their skin. It's an evil thing. But if I had to live, if I could trade places with anyone in any time, I would love to trade places with some of you people here. Yes, sir, I would. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because my I'm just gonna call him my great grandson. Y'all know how great he is. He's way down my family tree, but he took me on these streets, and I happened to see people laying in the street, and he told me about the violence and the crime and the killing of other people of the same color as us. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand. I said, why would another man, a black man, a colored man, want to harm and kill or harm another colored man? And my great grandson, he told me, he said, Granddad, he said, I don't know. He said, but you know, it's been that way for years. And I couldn't understand that. Because back in the day, the ones we had to worry about were those that were of a different color. We had to worry about being separated from our family. We had to worry about being killed because somebody of a different color, a white man, didn't like what we did. He could beat us. He could harm us. He can kill us, all because he could. But now you live in this generation and you live in this time. And when he took me on these roads and these paved, he said it was a place where he took me, and I said, Lord, I thought I was about to go and see the king. My grandson was driving so fast, but he said, this is the speed limit. I said, what is the speed limit? And he told me it's based on the laws and certain areas where you can drive this fast and you can only go, in this direction. And then I saw another car whiz by me, and I said, Lord Jesus, where he going? He said, he just passing us up, Granddad. He just passing us up. I said, Lord, is that one of them automobiles things that you done? He said, yeah, that's what we in driving in now. And I said, Lord, and he just took me around in all these different places, and I just said, man, I said, Lord, you just so advanced, you people. All these freedoms you have. But then I noticed people marching. He took me back to his house, and I saw all the nice things he had. He had my great grandchildren, and he told me about all the things that they did in the schools that they were attending, and I said, man, I just couldn't believe my eyes of all the blessings and the privileges that my grandson have. And I said to myself, I said, this is what I dreamed of. I dreamed of one day that my children and his children would be able to experience true freedom. And now you have it. But I must say that I was somewhat disappointed when I saw and when he told me about the killing and the murder and all the violence going on in this society today. And I said to myself, I said, is this what freedom is? Where you are free to kill another man because of the color of their skin, and you are the same color as they are? And now that you have this holiday, what are you going to do with it? Now that the news that back in 1865, the state of Texas was announced their freedom, they got it late because everybody else was free. I guess you didn't have no mail running around in those parts, so you had to wait on the news. But anyway, found out that Texas was free. And my grandson, he told me to read something to you. So I'm gonna try to read it. It's from the Washington Post, and it's dated today, June 19th. It says on June 19th, 1865, Union Army Major General Gordon Granger stepped onto a balcony in Galveston, Texas, 2 months after the Civil War had ended. And it announced that more than 250,000 enslaved people in Texas were free. President Abraham Lincoln had freed them too, and he says, hold on, let me go back here. President Abraham Lincoln had freed them, that's the slaves he mean, 2.5 years earlier in his Emancipation Proclamation. But since Texas never fell to Union troops in battle, they remained in bondage. So there is the reason why you are celebrating Juneteenth. Now, he told me to share this with you because, as I said before, I noticed that there are people that seem to be free to do whatever they want to do and yet claim to be oppressed. Now, pardon me when I say this, but oppression, I don't see anybody being beat with the lash or being hung or being shot by the white man as frequent and as often as I did growing up. I mean, I saw people hung on trees, burned, maimed, and mutilated, women being raped, and children being sold off. I'm talking about my people now. Fearing the next day, wondering if they were going to be separated as a family. And my great grandson tells me, he say that you have now people killing their own babies in the womb. Killing your own children. When I was growing up, children were a blessing. We did not kill our own offspring. We didn't see that as being free. We saw that as being evil. Because we did everything we could to stay together as a family. And so one thing we never imagined to do is to kill our own for the sake of convenience. And I never understood that. But yet I see some of you today claim that you're free while you're still slaves. You're still slaves in your mind. You're still slaves in your thinking. Yeah, you may have all the nice things in the world, and you may have all the nice blessings and even sometimes the privileges of all the things you can imagine and dream of. You may have the nicest clothes. You may have the finest of attire. You may have the biggest house that you could ever build or imagine, but you're still not free. You're still a slave in your mind. And if you're a slave up here in your mind, then there's nothing else that you can tell me about being free. No, sir. No, sir. Because true freedom is knowing who you are, where you come from, and where you're going. Who are you? Those of you who are watching here on my great grandson's device here, who are you? Where did you come from? Where are you going? Ask yourself those 3 questions today. Who are you? In my day, we knew who we are, although we may have been slaves and it may have been considered somebody's property and considered less than. We knew who we are and we knew who we were. We knew that we were made in the image of God, and we knew that we will teach our people self-respect and dignity and worth and value, even though we were slaves, even though we were not considered as human beings to white people. We knew who we were. And some of us couldn't read, but we had stories told to us from long ago who we were. We are image bearers. It means that we were made in the image of our Creator, God. And we didn't have to have the white man to tell us that. We knew it because that is what the good book said, the Bible. And we believed that. And not only we knew who we were, we also knew where we were going. And we knew that there was a place prepared and preserved for us one day when we leave this life and go to the next. And so how we live down here was going to determine whether or not we were going to live up there in heaven. I see the difference of how people view life. It means nothing to them in this generation. My great grandson told me about a sermon that he preached, and he told me he wanted me to tell you all what it was. And I'm not going to be before you too long, because I want him to maybe explain it a little bit more. But he told me it was a sermon that he preached, and I wish I was here to hear it one day when he first preached it. But he preached a sermon, and it's titled, I just hit that button. He told me hit the button. He gave me some notes here. It's the demonic demise of a generation. The demonic demise of a generation. And he said that he came from Mark chapter 5, verses 1 through 5, as he based that title of his sermon in a text that he preached. Mark chapter 5, he said verses 1 through 15, and also Mark 9, verses 14 through 21. He said you can go right there on that link, www.sermonaudiow.com/sermoninfo.asp. And you see all the rest of it. I'm not going to read all of that. You can see that there. But you can go there, and he said you can listen to the sermon there, because he said that this is very applicable and very appropriate for what this generation is seeing today regarding their freedom. And I want to leave you with this. If you are free, and if you are enjoying the benefits that come with freedom, what are you doing with it? Because I asked that question because it seems to me you can have all of the holidays, you can have all of the celebrations, but if it does nothing to help advance all people, then what are you celebrating? If you are still killing and still robbing and still harming and doing all this damage and calamity in your neighborhoods, then why are you celebrating a holiday that freed you from its slave masters when you are still a slave in your mind? I guess that is the question I want to leave with you all today. So I'm going to let my grandson get back to you all, and hopefully you heard my heart on this, and hopefully you're able to ponder what I said, and I'm going to let him share with you what he mentioned to me about this sermon that he had preached, and hopefully you'll take heed to what he said. So let me go ahead and get him for you. All righty, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye. All right, so they're ready for you to come on in here now. All right, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. So, wanted you all to hear that. I know some of you was wondering if or what I was doing. Just wanted to have a little character switch around and switcheroo with you all. So, as you all know, Juneteenth has now been officially deemed a national holiday. Whatever your views are on that, hey, it is what it is. Jesus love you. You said you said I could have worn a BCV cap too. Yeah, I got it. I wanted to kind of let my head cool off. Where can I get that shirt from? I'm gonna give you the name of it. Matter of fact, let me see if I can give y'all the name of it now. And if he's in the chat, he might be in the chat maybe later on when he sees this live. Let's see. Because I actually told him that I received it, and it was let's see. Nope. This one? Yes. Charles Brown. He's a Facebook friend of mine, and so he I had kind of like did some time. Yeah. I did some time in Facebook jail, so he decided to bless me with this thing. So I told him I was gonna wear it. Actually, I got a compliment today from a guy when I was at the store. Yeah, you're in Facebook jail now? See there? So anyway, some of y'all may not have understood why I was doing this, and I think somebody had mentioned that. Let me just scroll back up here. And hopefully you all were understanding what I was doing here, because I really believe that if our ancestors were living today, and if they were to see the stuff that we are doing and how we are treating each other, and particularly how we're treating white people today, and we profess to be Christians, nowhere in the world you're going to convince me that they'll be pleased with that. Most importantly, if you are a Christian, if they were Christians, there's no way they'll be pleased with that. B Plus Recap says this. Here it is. I like your channel because I like having my views challenged, but sometimes it's almost like you're looking down your nose at other Black people. It just seems mean-spirited. Well, let me explain something to you, B Plus. How can I look my nose down on people that are just like me? If that be the case, then Paul was looking down his nose at the Jews when he had to check the Jews when they were out of pocket. See, one of the problems that I'm having with our people in the flesh is that anytime we have to correct each other, there's always somebody that claims and wants to accuse us of being mean-spirited or being a token or whatever. And I'm just saying, if white people can't check you, and if other people can't check you, then who can check us? Because white people can't say anything to us about anything that we do. I mean, they're already targeted. They are already considered to be a racist if they say anything to us at all. They can see evil occurring in our neighborhoods. They can see us killing each other. They can see us doing all kinds of stuff to each other. And the moment or nanosecond that they say anything, you get comments like this. Racist. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying. So for me, this is just me. I don't trip. I don't take offense when I see people, like this brother here, who take concern to take issue with it. I'll just say this. I don't have a problem camming up with anybody about anything that I say about black people, because I know for a fact that when I come for black people in general for their neck, I'm coming from a place of biblical precedent. Biblical precedent. Why? Because I see a problem in our community. How do you have a statue of George Floyd? Let's just start there. Do we not see how we're being played? Do we not see how we're being played like a piano? Do we not see how we're being played like a fiddle? How in the world are we as a people celebrating a man who did nothing to contribute to society? Explain that to me. Explain to me how was that to be celebrated? I mean, now my take on Juneteenth, it's just another holiday to pander to black folk. Can't you see what these people are doing? Can't you see how they're playing the black community? So now you get a federal national holiday. Okay, if you had MLK Day, you got Black History Month, but they had to up the ante. They had to say, okay, now we're gonna give these Negroes Juneteenth. Maybe they'll shut up. So we got our own MLK streets, even though our own MLK streets are basically known for killing each other. Listen, I would not want to live on MLK Boulevard or MLK Avenue or MLK Drive, because most of the streets that are named under that name have high crime and violence and all that kind of stuff. So no, thank you. So we got our own streets, you got your own month. Juneteenth now is here. Is that going to change the crime rate? Is that going to reduce the number of people that are killed by black people? I'm just asking. Is there going to be a moratorium? Is there going to be a moratorium on black crime every Juneteenth? I just want to know. Because if there is, then cool. But most likely, no, I doubt it. I doubt it. He says this, B plus recaps, no problem with the checking. I'm saying how you are doing it comes across. So that's your opinion, B plus. But what you can do, you can cam up with me. We can have a conversation about it right now. That way, you and I can hear each other. You and I can dialogue. We can have a biblical conversation, and I can show you the purpose, the biblical purpose and justification, my brother, for satire and sarcasm. I can show that to you. Now, you don't have to like it, but to accuse me of being mean-spirited, that's sin. That's sin. No, what's being mean-spirited is when I'm seeing black people kill each other, when I'm seeing mothers killing their own offspring. And what I consider mean-spirited is when black people are beating down Asian folk. What I consider as mean-spirited is how we ignore the real issues that are affecting our people. And then when those who do want to speak out against it, they're the ones that are the problem. That's what I consider as mean-spirited, brother. But again, hey, I'm not saying it's a sin to celebrate Juneteenth. I'm just saying, look at why they're doing it. Look at the play. Look at how they're trying to scheme and scam on you and I. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Obama was president for 8 years. He never brought up Juneteenth. Never did. In fact, I'll give you one better. Me and my daughter were talking about this today. He never even mentioned reparations, and when reparations was mentioned, he said, "No, that's not a good thing. It's too complex. It's too difficult to try to go through all the nuances of who enslaved who." Yeah, you're dang on right. It's too nuanced and it's too difficult, Obama, because your daddy enslaved black folk and your mama was white. But Obama never said anything about that. He never tried to push for that. Now all of a sudden he's pushing for it. Now all of a sudden he's applauding it. Now all of a sudden he's, supporting it. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on. Let's look at what's really going on. What's going on is these people are trying to secure black votes. And every election, they succeed. And why do they succeed? Because we have ignorant people that are making decisions that affect an entire nation. When you have politically illiterate people going to the voting booth, you're going to have a problem. When you don't know what the purpose of government is for, when you don't know what the purpose of our elected officials are there to do, then you're going to have a problem. So don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, B plus recaps. Don't shoot me because I'm stating facts. Just because you don't like how it's being delivered doesn't make the delivery guy wrong. God wrote it. I just quoted. That's it. Now, but brother, you're not the only one that has a problem with what I say when it comes time to me dealing with black folk, because interestingly, and I'm just gonna say a few things and I'll let you guys make it. But what precipitated this live? Well, glad you asked. A few things did. Because I'm noticing how people are acting as though that having a holiday is going to change the condition of our people. It's not. I mean, what you really celebrating? What are we celebrating? Okay, so we found out that we were free. I mean, and listen, technically it was in Texas. I mean, folk were they were already free up north. Juneteenth had been celebrated for years. So why it had to become a federal holiday? Come on, y'all. Come on. I mean, you tell me why. You tell me why. You said what? I'm just a regular dude, man. No need to cam up. I'm not trying to argue. Well, I'm not saying you're trying to argue. I'm just saying let's have a dialogue and discussion about it, because you said that I'm being mean-spirited. And yeah, you did accuse me. Accuse me of being mean-spirited. That's an accusation. I mean, it is. I'm just saying that, and I'm not fussing at you. I'm making it, and that's my point. See, I'm not fussing at you. I'm making a point. I'm responding to your comment. That's why I said let's have a conversation. That way I can hear what you have to say. You hear what I have to say, and then we can conclude with a better understanding with each other, of each other. That's all. So the problem that I'm noticing, though, is that we see this kind of deception pretty much happen like clockwork. And then those of us who try to sound the alarm, those of us who try to, raise awareness, we're being seen as the bad guy. We're being seen as, divisive. It's not really sincere that why we have Juneteenth as a national holiday. I mean, come on, Joe Biden, really? You want to talk about Joe Biden? Do y'all really want to go there about Jim Crow Joe? Do you really want to talk about how he never cared about black people? You want to talk about his racist policies, his racist statements? Do you really want to talk about that? Or do y'all still want to be entertained to be pandered? I mean, what is all I'm asking you is what are you celebrating the freedom of slavery in Texas for if it doesn't do anything to change the conditions that are going on in our communities? I mean, just another holiday, just another day where we're going to be getting time off. Employers are going to now have to honor that, have to pay, workers for a holiday that really, to be honest with you, I mean, it makes no sense. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that. For what? It's an unnecessary holiday. Personally, it is to me. I mean, for what? For what? Now, again, you can celebrate it. No, I have no problem with that. But I saw Kirk Kennedy mention that, people are tripping about, people are celebrating, we celebrate Columbus Day, but people are tripping about, celebrating Juneteenth. And I'm saying, to each his own. But what does Christopher Columbus have to do with Juneteenth? And see, that can come across as being woke, but I'm gonna shut up on that part. Because I can understand the irony in it, and I can understand the question of it. But I guess my point is that what does this do for the Black community? That's all I'm asking. Because you act as though if Juneteenth was not a holiday, it would take something away from who we are as Black people. I mean, come on, man. Come on. You're going to still have out of wedlock births in the home. You're still going to have us killing each other on the street. I mean, has anybody told Chicago that today is Juneteenth? Anybody tell them that? Anybody tell Baltimore? Anybody tell Detroit? Anybody tell St. Louis? Anybody? Just asking. Because I'm pretty sure they didn't get the memo. I mean, the killing clock has not stopped in these neighborhoods today. Just when you look at the news tonight, see how many people have been killed in Chicago. I mean, I'm pretty sure they haven't got the memo on that. Pretty sure they haven't. But I'm wrong for saying things that pretty much a lot of us, we know the truth about. And a lot of us, we really know that this is a game that they're playing against us. I mean, it's a game. It's an absolute game. It's really just pandering to Black people. That's all. So let me touch on a few other things. I was this guy asked me this question. Richard Cady asked me this question. So and as promised, I told Richard I was going to do this. Because again, it just seems like when I say things, people have a problem with it. So Richard Cady, who was on my, I believe this is the same Richard Cady that was on my live a few months ago. And his views are totally unbiblical, but either way go. So this is in response to what I had mentioned. This is in response to what I had mentioned earlier. Actually, yesterday, I said, I wonder how many Black people, no, just today. I said, I wonder how many Black people are going to be murdered by other Black people today. Happy Juneteenth. So, of course, Richard Cady says this: have you been doing anything out in the community to help curb the lack of resources in some of the inner city communities and helping derail murders? How often have you been mentoring to at-risk Blacks or rehabilitation centers to help them instead of trying to now desensitize people celebrating Juneteenth? Just curious. So, Richard, I really hope that you're in this live, because we can have this conversation right now. Right now. Number one, maybe you haven't read this, but I'm going to read this to you because I want people to understand this. So anytime you hear people retort and respond like this, this should be your answer to them. Matthew chapter 6. Richard Katie, this is for you, sir. Okay? This is for you. And I want people to understand that if you have a voice, or if you have a platform, or if you have influence, then God wants you and I to be faithful in the sphere and in the realm of the influences that he has given you. Okay? So, Richard, I hope you're watching this. This is what Jesus says. So to answer your question, you said, have you been doing anything out in the community, to help curb the lack of resources in some of the inner city communities in helping derail murders? Here's my answer to you for that, sir. Beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them. That's Matthew chapter 6, verse 1, Richard. Otherwise, you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. When, therefore, verse 2, you give alms, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be honored by men. Truly, I say to you, they have their reward in full. But when you give alms, when, not if, but when you give alms, when you give help, when you give support, when you do deeds of kindness or acts or deeds of charity, what does Jesus command and exhort us to do? Verse 3, but when you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your alms may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will repay you. So, Richard, to answer your question, it's none of your business, bro. God knows what I'm doing. And those who know me know what I'm doing. And just because I'm not doing what you think I should do doesn't make what you do better than what I do, and vice versa. So, hopefully that answers your question. So when you see people try to challenge you and challenge I for things that you are doing, or because they don't like how you do certain things, or they think you should be doing more than what God has called you to do, read them this verse. Read to them Matthew chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. Read to them that, and then tell them to shut up. Focus on what God has called you to do. I'm doing what God has called me to do. See, a watchman doesn't tell other people what to do. A watchman warns. A watchman gives warning. A watchman sounds the alarm. See, so when you do what God has called you to do, Richard, then do what God has called you to do. See, stay in your lane is what I'm saying, bro. And just to let you know, let me give you a little peek into what I'm doing. I'm a husband and I'm a father. I'm a pastor, but most importantly, I'm a child of God. I'm a Christian. The realm and the sphere of influence God has called me to reach is what he's called me to reach, bro. So I don't focus and worry about what the next man is doing, as long as I got my hand to the plow and my head is moving this way and my direction is going forward. But see, a lot of you, people like you, Richard, and others, you want to tell people what they should do. So because you think I should be going out into the hood, doing this, that, and the third, and if I'm not doing it, then I shouldn't be saying anything. So what you said right here is, I said to you, Richard, because you're not really being curious, you're actually trying to be funny. I said, I'm glad you asked that question, Richard. I said, I'll answer your question when I go live. And you said, quote, please do. We need more men that has the platform to productively assist in making solutions for many communities that may not have the answer you seem to have. More support with that and less division is needed with your platform instead of complaining, sir. So again, who are you, Richard? Who are you? I'm doing what God has called me to do. I have relationships with people that you know none of, and it's not your business to know. So again, just because I'm not doing what you think I should do doesn't make what I'm doing not what God has called me to do. But you continue on and say, do more better with what you're doing. Again, who are you, Richard? I mean, this is why it's funny to me. This is why it's funny to me, because you didn't commission me. You didn't give me the assignment. And so since you didn't give me the assignment and you didn't commission me, then you don't control my calling. So see, when you're free in what God has gifted and called you to do, you don't worry about the opinions of other people. You just basically deal with them and you move on. You check what needs to be checked and you keep it pushing. You says, do more concentration on helping people, not trying to use certain statistics to validate your own ego. So notice, you see the accusation? You see the accusation? Let me read it again. Do more concentration on helping people, not trying to use certain statistics to validate your own ego. So you're questioning my motives. I mean, and here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. Why are you here, bro? I mean, if people like you and others have a problem with what I'm doing, then why are you here? Why? I mean, I didn't tell you to come over here. I didn't ask you to be my Facebook friend. So I mean, if you having all these issues, then why are you here, bro? Why is it wrong for me to read such this? Why is it wrong for me to read statistics that are based on facts? Why? Why is it wrong? It shouldn't be wrong if it's true. But see, because you don't like the truth, you rail against facts because facts are true. And if it's true, then you have a problem with the truth of God's word. You don't have a problem with me. So, let me do this real quick. My daughter just coming in. Hold on a second, y'all. Bear with me 1 minute. Hold on. Close the door for me. All right, yeah, sorry about that. Had to let my daughter in. All right, so anyway, so what's wrong with reading these following statistics? Okay, again, for people like Richard Katie who has a problem with what I'm saying, what I'm doing, why is it a problem me reading the following statistics of this? 72%, according to Dr. Natalie Carroll, an obstetrician who has dedicated her 40-year career to helping Black women feels that this is unfortunate. 72% of African-American children are born to unmarried mothers. She says this, quote, "The girls don't think they have to get married. I tell them children deserve a mama and a daddy. They really do. A mama can't give it all, and neither can a daddy. not by themselves, end quote. Dr. Carroll says, quote, part of the reason is because you can only give that which you have. A mother cannot give all that a man can give. A truly involved father figure offers more fullness to a child's life, end of quote. And this is not just an opinion, people like you, Richard. This is not just an opinion. And it's not stats to feed my ego, sir. This is information to hopefully impact a person's life, that they will make right decisions, turn from their sins, repent, and trust and turn to Christ with the gospel. See, when a person hears the gospel, when a person hears the bad news about themselves, and then hears the good news, which is done for them, we hope and pray that that will turn their hearts from their sin to the Savior. But see, people like you, Richard Cady, you have a problem with the truth. You have the problem with the truth because you have a problem with true teachers. That's why. So according to childreninvestment.org, homes without fathers ultimately affect children in numerous tragic ways. 1, 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 2, 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. 3, 85% of all children who show behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. 4, 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. 5, 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 6, 75% of all adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers come from fatherless homes. 7, 85% of all youths in prison come from fatherless homes. So, Richard, that's a problem with me stating facts. How is that building my ego up? If anything, that's a shame. So how's that building my ego up? So it just baffles my mind when I hear people like Richard talk like this. Let me read another quote. The article goes on to list various reasons these numbers are the way they are, including the residual effects of slavery, segregation, and the penal system. If every other day there's an article about Black women being unmarriageable, then why do people expect Black women to not have out of wedlock births? Are we saying that if you are not going to be a wife, then you should not have children? The divorce rate in the African American community is 32%. So those who are getting married aren't necessarily staying married. Those who start out with fathers in the home may not end up that way. And this is from The Root in 2010, their statistics. These statistics apply to African-American homes in disproportionate numbers compared to with the 72% in our communities, 17% of Asians, 29% of whites, 53% of Hispanics, and 66% of Native Americans were born to unwed mothers in 2008. The most recent year for which government figures are available. The rate for the overall U.S. population was 41%. So again, I'm just asking a sincere question. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with holidays. I'm just saying, why are some of you Black people acting as though we've arrived and we've achieved something and we've overcame something? This is going to better ourselves as Black people because Juneteenth is now a nationally recognized holiday. That's all. But again, you're always going to have people that have issues with what you say. Now, I was having a conversation with some people on another page, and of course, you know, when people want to attack me and want to call me names and want to call, you know, my salvation into question, just because they don't like me, not because of anything that I've done, just because they don't like me. And so they'll try to find reason to say that. So this individual right here, Troy Goss LaFrance, he says, you have to delete the thread. SaikoWoods has me blocked. I can't see his comments, but I can see yours. He's not going to stop. Dude causes splits and divisions everywhere his feet treads. He's split several churches and seems to operate in the demonic. He's the reformed version of Larry Reed. Now, interestingly, try to have a conversation with this dude in a private chat. I say, well, you know, let's cam up. Since you got all these accusations, let's cam up. Well, then someone else, Andy Pittman, tried to, you know, rebuke him and tell him that his accusations against me were false. Appreciate that, brother. Troy responds to Andy Pittman and says, give me Psycho's fruit. Now, I know he knows my name is. But when you're a fool don't delight in understanding, but only reveal in their own mind. He said, give me Psycho's fruit. Name any of the 9 fruits of the spirit that he consistently operates in. Give me consistent repentance of the lost from his ministry. I'll wait. Again, I'm trying to figure out, what do these people deem as credible by me showing them how many people I've saved, quote unquote, through my ministry, quote unquote. I mean, that what does that prove to you? So never mind that, you know, I have people, you know, who respond and interact with me, and they give their testimony that I've actually, you know, shared when I was doing and dealing with exposing G. Craig Lewis for the past, you know, year or so, when this had went down, and people's lives were changed, and people came out of that cultic environment, and they were able to find biblical churches and sound teaching, and their marriages were restored, and people's eyes were open. But I guess that doesn't matter, because, you know, that has nothing to do with their narrative. But again, see, that's my point. So when a person has an issue with you, this is what they do. So when you bring up legitimate issues, legitimate concerns, then these people want to act as though you can't call their actions to account. And then on top of that, you know, one of the things I strive to try to get balance and bring balance to is Proverbs 26:4-5. Don't answer fool according to their folly, lest you be like him. Answer fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. And so that's a judgment call. And so in this instance, yeah, I answer the fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. And so I told him cam up. I said, when I go live, I'm going to tag you, so that way you can cam up with me. He responds to me in the private chat. He says, is cam an acronym? Where does it come from? Now, this fool has been on my page before he was blocked. So he knows what cam up means. And if he doesn't, that's on him, because I made it clear what cam up meant. And everybody in their mama knows what cam up means. It just means let's have a conversation on the live. Power up your cameras and let's have a conversation. So then he gets mad and says, don't tag me if you can't answer private questions in private. I mean, you can't answer questions in private. I said, well, did you slander me in private? He said, slander is when false accusations are made. Let's do this. I've seen you in action. Your record shows that you are not interested in anything but clout. Again, another motive being asserted of evil. Your record shows that you're not interested in anything but clout. You just misrepresented one of the most cordial and respectful Christians I have met, Adam Coleman. I didn't misrepresent Adam Coleman. I took his conversation that he had on his post about Damon Richardson saying it's a win that he debated an atheist and he won this so-called debate. I do not consider Damon Richardson a Christian. I consider Damon Richardson a false teacher and a racist. And I said, so why are we celebrating? Why are you guys celebrating a racist? Because he won a debate against an unbeliever, but he's causing division amongst believers. And so Adam and I had a conversation on this page. He said he didn't want to deal with that anymore. He wanted to, focus on the win, wanted to focus on something that's being a blessing. I'm like, well, it's not really a blessing if you're a divisive person. So he says, here, you go your way, you waste of time and energy along with your Candace Owens and Candace wannabe followers. Screenshot this for your fans as well. So notice, fans. I don't have fans. I don't have fans. I have family. I have supporters. And then Matt Jennings took issue with me responding to this fool and says, and the Marxists lick their chops watching Christians rip each other apart. Stop. We are all on the same side. No, we're not, Matt. We're not all on the same side. When a person is causing division, when a person is leading people astray, you're not on God's side. No one is going to become more educated in the word if you make them feel stupid about what they don't know. Well, they feel stupid because they are stupid. He who rejects knowledge, the Bible says, is stupid. Read Proverbs 12. It's their heart that counts, Matt says. There's cricket. And notice, this is funny to me. While he's trying to rebuke me and correct me for checking someone, he's cussing at me while he's trying to correct me. Where we do that at? There's cricket blank preachers everywhere that know the Bible front to back, but still rob the people they're supposedly blind. And so, of course, just like whatever. So when I tried to tag your buddy Troy Gauze, this is what I got. this page isn't available right now. Oh, interesting. So he blocks me. And that's my point, ladies and gentlemen. These people don't want to cam up. When it's time to cam up, they clam up. I mean, what else do you do? What else do you do? But continue to preach the truth. And those who love the truth will follow. Those who love the truth will cling to truth. Chavez, you said this. You said the only thing Juneteenth will do is further along racial pride and fan the flames of an already burning hatred between people of different complexions. It's not of God, no matter what race is being pandered to. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. And again, you know, I'm not telling people you can't do what you want as long as it's biblical, you know, as far as amoral issues is concerned. Not sure about that at all. But now that you got your own holiday, what are you going to do? Is it going to help the Black community? No, it's not. It's not. It's not going to help the Black community at all. Just like Black History Month didn't help the Black community. Still killed each other, still destroying our own communities. So I don't consider Juneteenth to be anything other than what it is. Is what it is. So but I'm gonna get on out of here. I just wanted to put that up here because people asking me questions about what are my thoughts about Juneteenth. And so hopefully you heard it. Hopefully you heard it. Again, you know, celebrate if you want. That's fine. I'm not against that. I'm just saying don't get caught up and don't be played by these people. These people don't care about the Black community. They do not. They do not. And hopefully you understood why I switched character roles, if you will, because again, if our ancestors were alive today, I mean, I'm talking about having an understanding of what oppression looks like. I mean, please, come on. It's an insult to them to think that we're being oppressed today the same way they were in days gone by. And it's an insult and it's a lie. So anyway, you guys have a great day. If you like this video, please share with others. Just wanted to share my heart with you guys on that. And please pray for our ministry, Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods, my wife and I, our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that video channel as well. Also, if you'd like to reach out to me, you can do so, SaikoWoods@yahoo.com. Like to support the ministry financially, you can do that as well through PayPal or Cash App. PayPal, SaikoWoods@yahoo.com, and through Cash App, you can do it through $Saiko, SAIKO, Woods with an S. So anyway, you guys have a great Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there. And those whose fathers have gone on before them. God is a father to the fatherless, and we know that He is able to bring comfort and bring grace to those who are grieving the loss of their fathers or father figures in their lives. And so we want to again bear one another's burdens. Galatians 6, bear one another's burdens that we fulfill the law of Christ. And so if you know someone without a father in their life anymore, be that support, be that family to them, and remind them that they have a father who is in heaven as well too. And so we need to bring the comfort and care and just be that listening ear to them as well. So thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Good to see y'all. Anyway, this was going through these comments, but yeah, I appreciate the comments, appreciate the discussion that you all have in the chat as well. But I'm gonna get on out of here and spend time with the family. I did not see this event. Somebody check it out. Matter of fact, send it to me, man, if you can. You said, did I see the article from The Root about making Juneteenth great again? No, I didn't. Send me the article and I'll check it out later on. All right. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Love you guys. Y'all know the drill. Whatever you do all to the glory out of God. God bless.